Hello, Iona College. Welcome back to the Sports Vault. We're rolling. We've got our second segment of the day, and we're doing a little bit of NBA. As the season approaches, we'll increase the NBA stuff. But as of now, I thought we could give you our power rankings. ESPN this week came out with their power rankings as of right now, and I really think it's a terrible list. I completely disagree with most of the order, but I'll give you theirs real quick before we give you ours. Number one, they have the Miami Heat. Number two, they have the Indiana Pacers. Number three, they have the Brooklyn Nets. Number four, they have the LA Clippers. Number five, they have the San Antonio Spurs. Number six, they have the Houston Rockets. Number seven, they have the Thunder. 8, they have the Bulls. 9, they have the Grizzlies. And 10, they're finishing it off with the Golden State Warriors. And that order, it really needs a lot of working around. Rob, why don't you give us ours? Tell us the ones you agree with, you disagree with. Go into yours.
I agree with Miami, Joe. The number one with Miami, two-time defending champs. They deserve to be there.
Absolutely. Until somebody knocks them down, they've got to be number one.
Indiana, you know what, Joe? They do deserve to be number two, I feel. They had a lot of good pickups. Chris Copeland over the offseason. They now have Danny Granger with Paul George and George Hill and Roy Hibbert and David West. That's going to be a strong starting lineup. Last year they didn't have Granger, and now they have him for this year, so they should be a better team. Number three is where it starts getting weird, Joe. I don't like where Brooklyn is.
I agree. I don't have them that high on mine.
I feel, I don't know. A lot of people, you could disagree with me on this one. Golden State, I feel, should be up there. Andre Iguodala was a huge pickup for this team. You have a healthy David Lee now in this playoffs. You have Stephen Curry, Andrew Bogut, Klay Thompson. And you know what? This is actually a very decent starting lineup in the West. So I'm putting them all the way up at 3.
That's impressive. Now, I really like the Warriors, too. I don't have them that high, but I don't know. We'll see. Keep on going. We'll see.
Number 4, I would have to go probably with San Antonio. You know how they are every year, Joe. The top team every year in the West. They lose in the playoffs. We know how it is. They're older guys, but they're always a healthy team. It's amazing, though, how old these guys are, and they're always getting 50 to 58 wins a year. At number 5, I would actually have the LA Clippers. You know what? This team is definitely an improvement. There's no more Lob City anymore. Doc Rivers is in there, and Doc Rivers knows how to coach a great team. You saw what he did with the Celtics, always in the playoffs every year. And I feel this Clippers team could be a real improvement. At number 6, I would have Oklahoma City. Russell Westbrook's going to be out the first couple weeks. But when he's back, this team should be balanced. We saw how they were without him in the playoffs, but I think they'll be balanced once he comes back. At number 7, I'm going to have the Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis is one of my favorite teams in the West every year. I feel they have a great defense, and I think that's why they belong there. At number 8, I would have the Houston Rockets. Great offseason picking up Dwight Howard, but now we just have to see if it works out with Jeremy Lin and him.
Yeah.
Number 9, I would go with the Chicago Bulls for this one. I don't have the Bulls up that high because D-Rose is just coming back from this ACL injury, so you really don't know what to expect from him.
True.
Plus, this team might be trading Luol Deng, one of their best defenders, because I heard he might not be getting a contract extension with them. And number 10, I'm going with the Brooklyn Nets. They are nowhere close to a top 3 team, Brooklyn. They're a really old bunch of guys. I really think there's going to be a big bust. We just got to see how Jason Kidd as a coach, but this team is definitely a big bust.
That's the key, and I'm glad you came to your senses and didn't put your Knicks down in the top 10, Rob. I'm very glad. I was worried you were going to put them up there, but I'm glad you thought about it and you made the right choice. But I'll get into mine. Number 1, I agree with you. I have the Miami Heat. They have to be number 1 until somebody proves otherwise. 2, I think this is where you and me disagree the most. I have the Bulls as number 2. I really think they're going to have a nice year. I think Deng I am worried about too, but him coming back healthy, Rose being back, I think this team's never gonna pick up right where they left off with Rose. Tom Thibodeau just has a way of getting everything he can out of all his players. You have a good player, Noah. You have really good young players. A lot of guys just stepped up in the playoffs last year. I think that this team is going to be really good. They're going to pick up where they left off, and they're going to be a really big rival to Miami. They're going to have some nice matchups this season. Number 3, I have the Pacers. The Pacers are just improving every year. Paul George is a up and coming bright star. He got his contract extension. He's only getting better. They get Danny Granger back, which will give them some scoring that they really would have needed to help beat Miami. The length is there. I mean, there's not too many teams who can compete with the length that they have. The length and the speed of guys like David West. This team is really going to be primed. They're going to have a nice season, and they're a threat to the Heat. They really are. I don't think there's any team that matches up better with the Heat than the Pacers do. Number 4, I have the Spurs. I think they're going to pick up right where they always leave off. Pop has this team always in the same position. They've got young guys like Kawhi Leonard who are just good young players. A lot of good talent on this team. I think they're going to have a nice year. Number 5, I have the Clippers. I like Doc Rivers a lot. He's got a lot to work with his team. Blake Griffin, though, is the key. I mean, he's got to improve. He really doesn't have a mid-range shot at all. He's really got to improve his shooting around the perimeter. He's just an around the basket player, and I think he's really got to improve that part of his game to be better. 6, I have the Thunder. I'm really concerned about the Russell Westbrook injury. Oklahoma City showed last year in the playoffs against Houston how much they struggle without him. I think without Durant and Westbrook for that 1-2 punch, they're just a very, very scary team to watch. So they really are going to need Westbrook back, but they should still be a top 10 team. Number 7, I have the Nets. I'm really not as high on this team as a lot of other people are. I think that a lot of the guys they're relying on are pretty old, like Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce, who they didn't have great seasons last year anyway, and I don't know how they would come to Brooklyn and do all what they're expected of. I'm not as big a fan as Darren Williams as some people are too. I think he's a baby. I don't like him. Whenever something's going wrong, it's never on him. So I'm not a big guy on him either. So I have them as 7. Number 8, I have the Grizzlies. Like Memphis a lot. Defensively, they're really good, but they don't have that scoring punch that you need. I just think when it comes to the end of the day in the NBA, you can be as good defensively as you want, but you got to have guys who can score the ball. They just don't have that go-to scorer. Really like Mike Conley. If he can improve that part of his game, become a little bit more deadly on the offensive end, I definitely like them a little bit more. Number 9, I have the Rockets. Not as high on this team. I'm not sure. I'm not as big a Dwight Howard guy as some people are. I just don't see him improving his game enough. He's a liability at the free throw line. So all you got to do is send him to the free throw line, and he's not going to get you any points there. I just don't like guys like that who just aren't complete players, and he's not. They're great. They should be good. I mean, they can hit the 3 like not many teams can, which is why they're number 9 instead of the 10 team, which I have is the Golden State Warriors. Like all the pickups they made, Houston really matches up well against them. The Warriors really struggled covering their guys. I mean, they just knocked down their shots all day against Golden State. Maybe Golden State solidifies the defense a little bit more with Iguodala, and they'll stack up a little better against Houston. But those are mine, Rob. Any big objections to my list?
No, Joe. You know what? You made very accurate points. I actually like your list.
Cool. Well, I have one more story for the NBA, and it's just one of those good moments, and I'm going to start it off with this. What do you do when no one else is watching? I mean, we see athletes all the time. When the cameras are all there, that's when they're all doing their good stuff, and it's only when other people are in the area. But there's a really great story that we should tell you about. Otto Porter Jr., who is one of the first-round draft picks this year, the Washington Wizards, played at Georgetown last year. Really good, talented player. I think he's going to have a nice career in the NBA. Well, at a sandwich shop in Washington, there was a homeless man going around asking people if they could get him something to eat. No one was really paying attention to this guy, kind of just brushing him off, ignoring him. And then a patron noticed about 25 minutes later, Otto Porter showed up, went inside and got himself lunch, while also getting lunch for this homeless man. He got him lunch, he got him a bag of chips, a sandwich, something to drink. Not only did he just get the guy lunch, but he sat down with the guy, had some small talk conversations with him. It just showed, and the reason people found out about this was people noticed this happening and wrote into the local newspaper about this. And it just shows, a guy like Otto Porter, what do you do when no one else is watching? He didn't know that people were going to write in about this. He didn't know people were watching. He did what he thought was the right thing. And you got to give this young kid a lot of credit. There's a lot of numbskulls in the NBA who just have been here for a long time, and they're not as good people as Otto Porter is. He hasn't even played once in the NBA yet. I really like this kid. I'm rooting for him, and you should too. We need more guys like Otto Porter in sports. We really do. I like this kid a lot. I really hope he has a good career. And I don't know. I thought this story needed to get some attention. Rob, any thoughts?
No, that's something really nice that somebody could do. You rarely see that in sports. Like you see it from some players, Kurt Warner, his foundation always helping kids. But that story, that's really remarkable. When would you see someone really do that? An athlete sit down with a homeless person, eat lunch with them, and talk with them. That's really touching to the heart.
It really is. I would look up the story, read it over. It's just one of those feel-good things. It just brightens up your day a little bit. So I'm rooting for this guy, Otto Porter. I hope you guys do too. That's going to do it for our NBA segment. We will be right back.